Jose Romo Martinez will punt for Delaware State. Martinez punt goes into the end zone for a touchback. Catches on the goal, Bison 20. Josiah Cruz on the carry. Second down for the Bison. Williams on the quarterback keeper. Third down, third down. It's 3rd and 10 at the 20. Williams is sacked by number 92, Marcus Winfield. 4th down. Charles Peeler with the fair catch. It's 1st and 10. Ball on the Bison 47-yard line. Matthias pass is complete to number 81, Trey Gross. Move the chains. That's a Delaware lottery 1st down. Hornets. It's 1st and 10 at the Bison 33. 10-yard penalty. Replay second down. It's 2nd and 19 at the Bison 42. Butea's pass is complete to number 24, Wade Inge. 3rd down for Delaware State. It's 3rd and 19 at the Bison 42. Butea's pass is incomplete. Visit Woodley, the intended receiver. 4th down for Delaware State. Jose Romo Martinez will punt for Delaware State. Kevin Meady downs the punt.
Be a miracle because Geico gives you a team of experts to help manage your claim.
Geico is awesome, baby!
Geico.
It's 1st and 10 at the Bison 1. Josiah Cruz on the carry. Daniel Douglas on the tackle. 2nd down for the Bison. Josiah Cruz on the carry. Jermaine Lugo on the tackle. 3rd down. It's 3rd and 5 at the Howard 6. Williams' pass is complete to number 8, Antoine Murray. 4th down. on the punt return. It's 1st and 10 at the Bison 33. Talik Bethea on the quarterback keeper. Casey Hawthorne on the tackle. It's 2nd and 2 at the 25. Talik Bethea on the quarterback keeper. Move the chains! That's a Delaware Lottery 1st down. Hornets! It's 1st and 10 at the Bison 20. Bethea's pass is incomplete. Miles Beverly, the intended receiver. It's 2nd and 10. Ball on the Bison 20-yard line. Talik Bethea on the quarterback keeper. Darian Brookenbird on the tackle. 3rd down for Delaware State. It's 3rd and 10 at the Bison 20. Talik Bethea is sacked by number 94, Dion Harry. Loss of yards, 4th down. Jose Romo Martinez will attempt a 46-yard field goal. The kick is no good. It's 2nd and 5 at the DSU 45. Thomas Bertrand Hooten on the carry. 3rd down for Delaware State. It's 3rd and 7 at the 43.
channel featuring the best in Black entertainment only on Xfinity.
It's 1st and 10 at the Bison 19. Josiah Cruz on a carry. Williams' pass is complete to number 11, Justin Dooley. Third down, third down. It's 3rd and 6 at the 23. Quinton Williams is sacked. Penalty flag on the play. Holding. Offense. Number 60. That penalty's been declined. 4th down. Isaiah Moore will punt for Howard. Charles Peeler to receive for Delaware State.
on a new channel. Just say Black Experience into your Xfinity voice remote to launch a new first-of-its-kind channel featuring the best in Black entertainment only on Xfinity.
Williams' pass is complete to number 23, Malik Hyatt. First down, Bison. It's first and 10 at the Bison 49. Amir Lewis on the carry. First down, Bison. It's first and 10 at the DSU 42. Correction is second and 1 for the Bison at the DSU 40. Williams' pass is complete to number 44, Amir Lewis. Loss of yards. Third down. Third down. Quentin Williams on the quarterback keeper. Penalty flag on the play. After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct, defense, number 95. 15-yard penalty, first down. This is number 95's first penalty towards disqualification.
Xfinity.
Lewis is sacked by number 7, Ray Williams, and number 38, Jalik Saru. First timeout of the half, 30-second timeout. Pass interference, defense, number 20. Foul Kurt in the end zone. Ball be placed at the 2-yard line. Down. Calling the penalty is first and goal at the DSU. Correction, foul is on number 1. Correction, foul on number 1. Amir Lewis on the carry. Penalty flag on the play. Legal substitution, defense. Both players on the field. After this is going to go down. Timeout. Delaware State, the third and final timeout of the half.
and get up to a $2,021 risk-free bet using promo code TVRF. William Hill Sportsbook. Let's make it interesting.
The Big Hardy, part of the buy one, get one for just $1 deal. Feed your happy.
Coming into work, officials, timekeepers, football, you have all sideline training staff, and even us who work the microphones here, we have to be tested and make sure that we're part of those protocols as well. And they've done a great job through the basketball season, and I'm sure it will continue football.
One of the few times in life that I was actively hoping that I failed a test because I wanted to be able to sit with my partner and work today. But the universities, they're on it. They're trying to make sure that everybody who's involved in these type of sports activities is safe. They're doing instant COVID testing to make sure that virus isn't brought onto campus, and they've done a pretty good job. I haven't heard any outbreaks or anything, so kudos to them.
It's been a great program the whole way along the September, even before September at Delaware State. COVID protocols, they have one of the lowest rates of infection. Colleges, great job by Dr. Allen and everybody at Delaware State. Plans program. Raji Woodson set to kick off, get the second half underway. He'll kick into the wind here against Delaware State. A low rising kick, went a little bit farther than they expected it to, down inside the 10-yard line, and it's being returned up the middle and out to the 21-yard line for the Hornets. Wade Inge on the return, and he met up as he did in the first half when he returned the kick, and all of a sudden the run was stopped.
Yeah, he's about his north and south game when it comes to returning those kicks. He just hasn't caught one of those seams yet, but he runs with reckless abandon, which is what you have to do when you return punts and kicks.
Jared Lewis will come in at quarterback for Delaware State. He had to come in the second quarter after the injury to Tyleek Bethea. Let's see what they're able to do here, the adjustments that might have been made offensively at halftime for the Hornets. Lewis will have two receivers split out wide on the left side, one in motion now into the middle. Handoff to Thomas Bertrand Hooden. And he goes around the left side, tripped as he came and made his cut. Picked up a yard out to the 23-yard line, second down and 9.
Great tackle by Howard, because had not pulled that leg down, Bertrand Hooden probably would have picked up at least 10 yards on that play.
Now Lewis faked the pass and got sacked. Taken down by Aaron Motley.
Jared Lewis is sacked by number 92, Aaron Motley.
Right now, the Hornets are just struggling, Gary, to establish a run or a pass game. Again, the offense just not clicking in all cylinders right now.
And a loss of 4 on the play, back to the 19-yard line, third down and 13. Lewis is going to have to go to the air here. They have receivers split out, 2 on the right side, 1 on the left. 1 man in the backfield and 1 set up at the flanker spot as a blocker. Lewis is going to pull it down. He'll run with it. And he won't even get back to the original line of scrimmage. He is stopped at the 19-yard line. And the Hornets offense, again, fails to get anything going.
3 and out for the Hornets. And on that last play, it looked like he wasn't even comfortable in the pocket. Couldn't identify any receivers to throw to. It was almost like he was kind of setting up for the eventual scramble out of the pocket. And right now, again, the offense is really struggling to establish anything, be it a run or a pass game.
Not getting much time back there, but are the receivers getting open? If he had the time, is anybody there to throw to? Hornets to punt. Jose Romo Martinez got away a good one this time. Taken at the 41-yard line. On the return, it's Justin Olabryce, and he takes it across midfield up to the Delaware State 49-yard line. And that's where Howard will start off this first possession of the second half. Now we'll see if this defense that started to wear down in the first half, they were so strong through most of the first half, see if they got rested up here and they were able to pick it up again here. And they had to get a lift from how that first half ended too. They defended a 1st and goal at the 1-yard line and ended up with Howard back at the 30-yard line after a couple of penalties and good defensive plays. Now it's Quentin Williams rolling to the right side, completing a pass, and yardage gain down inside the Hornets' 35-yard line. They'll say taken out of bounds at the 34-yard line, and on the catch, Malik Hyatt.
Just a little play action and throw it back to the tight end, Malik Hyatt, and he does a good job, guy, of getting, that open area, finding where it was at, catching the ball, and picking up big yards.
First down for Howard. Bison turnaround, handoff on first down. And the handoff went to Josiah Crute
on the carry.
Up to the 31-yard line. They got 3 on the play. Make it second down.
It's 2nd and 7.
Something sparked this Bison offense. They look quite different from how they looked through most of the first half. Williams drops back, wants to throw, and he's taken down for a loss. As the defensive unit got in there, put pressure on, he tried to keep it and run with it. got maybe just across the 30-yard line, loss of about a half a yard. Call it third down and a long 5 for Howard.
Great shoestring tackle and hold on by Oliver Mwembe. Otherwise, he could have picked up at least enough yards for that first down. So again,
looks like he was going to get squashed back there, but he got away. Snap to Williams, throws, complete in the middle. He got it to Justin Olabryce, and Olabryce picks up the first down as he gets to the Hornets' 21-yard line.
Just a simple, shallow cross. He goes in the area where the linebackers are vacated, and soft hands, catches the ball, and does enough to pick up the first down.
I see on the Hornets sideline Tyleek Bethea testing out that leg that he had the injury in the first half. He wants to get back in there when the offense gets out there. And a timeout, injury timeout here, as one of the Howard players shaken up on the play. Brandon Johnson, the center, is in a sitting position as the trainers go out and see what his problem happens to be. Don't forget to log on to hsrn.com through the week. In addition to our weekly live broadcasts, hsrn.com has become the go-to site for all HBCU sports information, attracting millions of hits every month. And now Brandon Johnson is up and walking to the sideline. So we'll be able to resume play. 1st and 10 for the Bison at the Hornets' 21-yard line. 3-2 game right now. Defense trying to keep it that way.
It's 1st and 10 at the DSU 21.
Howard trying to open up a lead here, though. It's at the point of the game where one thing, one way or the other, could make all the difference in the world.
It's that close of a game.
High snap to Williams. Had to jump, brought it down. Had a man open in the middle. Would have been a touchdown if he could have gotten it to Jared Hunter, but he threw it behind Hunter, and it goes incomplete.
Right, you get 4 people from Delaware State University kind of all looking at each other, trying to figure out who was responsible for that guy. And they got to figure that out because, trust me, Howard will revisit that play because it was that wide open.
Correction is 2nd down.
2nd down and 10 after the incomplete pass. Williams will send 2 receivers wide on the left side. Back in the backfield is Hunter. Long snack count down to 3 seconds. 2. And Williams, hold on, whistles blow. And markers go down. Took it down to 2 seconds on the play clock. So it couldn't have been a delay of game. False start. It'll cost Howard 5 yards. And the Hornets defense will be happy to take that. That makes it 2nd down and 15 as they put it back at the Delaware State 26-yard line. They come out with the same formation. This time 3 men split wide on the left side. Bad snap. Williams has to pick it up, and he will be hit before he can even run with the ball. He is taken down. Alexander Alonso, the linebacker, got in there and made the hit. And a loss of a yard on that play. 3rd down and 16.
Lozano, that was another one of those guys in the prior season that was an emerging talent. And I think now he's positioned himself as a leader on that team. That was a huge hit on that play.
Played in 11 games back in the 2019 season. So he has some experience. Here's a blitz from the left side. Going to make that quarterback scramble and throw to the right side, and it will be incomplete. Intended receiver was Justin Dooley, but it was Esaias Guthrie, the defensive back, coming on the blitz from the blind side.
Yeah, and he flushed Quentin Williams out of the pocket. And they're going to give him the completion, but it's still going to be well short of a first down.
Yeah, they picked up a few yards on the completion, maybe about 4 yards. So the line of scrimmage will now be the Delaware State 22-yard line. Be a field goal attempt of 39 yards.
Into a very strong headwind.
Yeah, Faraji Woodson will try to get this one to increase the lead. That one is end over end kick and is off to the left and will stay at 3-2.
39-yard field goal is no good.
The defense does its job. Big play there on third down.
Bend but don't break. And again, they've done everything they're supposed to do in keeping, this team in the game. Now we just got to find some offense. They got to find some consistency, probably in their run game. I think Delaware State University is probably a little bit more comfortable running the ball than they are passing the ball at this juncture of the season. So they got to give their offensive line an opportunity to just put those knuckles on the turf, to lean forward, put a body on the body, and have one of those explosive running backs just find an open seam somewhere and look to pick up 3 to 4 yards. If you can do that every play, you'll get the first downs.
Breaking the action here with 9 minutes and 12 seconds left in the third quarter. It's Howard 3, Delaware State 2. You're watching the MEAC Digital Network on ESPN3. Putting the U in HBCU, we are HSRN. Supporter of DSU on HSRN. Stop by one of their offices in Middletown, Newark, and Dover. Find out how they can help you save money. Hornets with the ball, 1st and 10. Jarrett Lewis on the pitch out, gives it to Thomas Bertrand. We'll get that. Thomas Bertrand Hudon on the carry after the pitch out. And a loss of a couple of yards on the play. 2nd down and 12. Hornets trying to get something going offensively here this afternoon. It's been tough. Jared Lewis flushed out of the pocket, runs with the ball, tripped up, and got out to the 25-yard line. So the Hornets pick up 5 on the play, 3rd down and 7.
Jared Lewis, he has the wind to his back right now, so this is probably the strongest quarter for him to put the ball in the air. He's probably the better of the 2 quarterbacks as far as the running is concerned. Talik Bethea is the better passer, but they need Jared Lewis to be a passer right now.
Bethea wants to get back in the game, but that leg just isn't ready to play. It got injured in the first half. Going to have encroachment by the defense there. A pass, and it's going to be broken up, almost completed to Delaware State. Would have been a great circus catch to Kawana Kali as he tried to come over top of the defender. But the pass was broken up. Now we'll see if the defense was drawn offside or if they jumped. But they were definitely across the line of scrimmage. It's going to be an offside call against Howard. 5-yard penalty makes it a 3rd down and 2 for the Hornets from their 30-yard line. They got a break on that one.
They sure did.
There was a blitz coming from Howard, and they mistimed it coming across the line of scrimmage early. Now it's Lewis, takes the snap, runs right side. Gets the 1st down. Little bit of a stiff arm as he goes out of bounds at the 41-yard line, and the Hornets pick up a 1st down and keep it moving. This is what they needed.
They're taking what the defense gives them, and, right now they can't impose themselves on Howard's defense, so they're going to play to their strengths, and that's getting Lewis Jared Lewis an opportunity to run the ball to the flank areas.
Lewis out of the shotgun. Thomas Bertrand Hooden behind him, and Lewis on the keeper slips down in the backfield. He'll lose 2 yards back to the 39-yard line.
Play action keeper, try to get some misdirection or get the defense to focus on Thomas Hudon, but they stayed home defensively and didn't give Lewis an opportunity to pick up anything.
And that turf a bit slippery. We've seen a number of players slip when they're trying to make their cuts today. 2nd down and 12. Quick outlet to
looks like Trey Gross.
Trey Gross. He gets wrapped up immediately by the defense, and that play goes for a loss of yardage as he, well, they're going to say he got back to the line of scrimmage. 3rd down and 12.
Del State has yet to test Howard vertically. Most of the passes have been along the line of scrimmage or flat screens. They got these big bodies. They haven't really sent them down the field to see if they can come up with a big circus catch.
Tyreek Bethea finding a way to get himself in the game here. He is sending signals into the quarterback, Jared Lewis. If he can't be on the field, he will participate and contribute somehow. Long snap count. Lewis drops back on the snap. He's going to take it down and run with it and then throw downfield, and it's incomplete. He was looking down there for Kevin Meddy, but it was well out of Meddy's reach. And it's going to be 4th down. The Hornets again will punt. They have punted on every possession this afternoon.
It's either a field goal attempt or a punt.
Right.
You're right.
You're right. The field goal attempt. But somehow, Jose Romo Martinez has been involved in the end of the possession. And he will be here, this time punting with the wind. He had trouble punting into the wind in the 2nd quarter. He'll have to do that in the 4th quarter. 6:12 left in the 3rd period. And he got away a nice line drive punt. Will take the return man back. It's angling to the sideline, goes out of bounds at the Howard 6. That's a great punt. When you put it out of bounds inside the 10-yard line, coaches get real happy.
55-yard punt.
55-yard punt. Took advantage of the wind at his back and got the good punt for Delaware State. And a break in the action. We'll take the time out here. You're watching the MEAC Digital Network on ESPN3, putting to you in HBCU. We're HSRN.
Sacrificing everything. Just do it.
The best in internet and entertainment is here. With Xfinity X1, you get access to live TV and top streaming apps. And now Xfinity delivers breakthrough Wi-Fi speed, faster than a gig. Ask how you can get a free upgrade to gig speed, now 20% faster. Switch today.
It's 1st and 10 at the DSU 6. Williams' pass is complete to number 84, David Terrell Jr. 2nd down for the Bison. It's 2nd and 6 at the 10. Josiah Cruz to carry.
1st down, Bison.
There's no quitting this Howard University offense, Gary. You know, they've been struggling much like Delaware State University's offense, but they're working hard every play. And that one, Crew does a good job of breaking a couple of tackles to pick up some big yards.
1st and 10 from their own 25-yard line. They'll give it to Crute again. He'll take it around the right side, outside the tackle, and had some running room. Got it all the way out to the 41-yard line. And
1st down,
another
Bison.
Bison 1st down.
Tackled by Brooks Parker, the backside linebacker, kind of ran Crew down on that last play to make a tackle after the big pickup. And you don't want to see that. You don't want to see the backside linebacker trailing a play, making tackles.
Here takes it down to 7 seconds before he snaps the ball. Hands off. It's going to be Crute again on the carry out close to the 48-yard line. Call it a gain of 5.
Jared Hunter on the carry.
Check that on the carry. It was Jared Hunter and not Crute that time. A lot you can do on 2nd down and 5. Let's see what this defense can do here for Delaware State. Williams again from the gun. 2 receivers each side. Throws quick out to the right. It's going to be complete, but a yard short of the 1st down as he gets it out to David Harrell Jr.
Again, they're just dink and dunks. They're not looking to go deep downfield, but they're getting these small receptions that are continuously kind of just methodically moving the ball up the field.
Terrell had run to where it would have been a 1st down, but the ball was thrown low. He had to go down for it, and he went back a yard when he did. Handoff, looking for short yardage on the play and the 1st down. They got it. One of the Hornets comes up injured after the play. Jared Hunter got the 1st down up to the Hornets' 46-yard line, but coming out of that play, Alexander Lozano, the linebacker, and he came out. He knew he was hurt. He was doing the just trying to deal with the pain. Kind of went upfield a little bit, grabbed his helmet, threw it down, and then hit the turf. And he is very uncomfortable right now. And they're looking in the vicinity of the right knee. And that would be a big problem for Delaware State after losing quarterback Tyleek Bethea in the 1st half. For how long, we don't know, but he has not come back into the game here for Delaware State. We'll take this timeout as well. You're watching the MEAC Digital Network on ESPN3. Putting to you in HBCU, we're HSRN.
Over a gig. New from Xfinity.
Could be a note, could be flowers. Back into the action here. Williams gets caught in the backfield, dumped it off. Some of the players reacting like they thought it might have been a fumble, but a big blitz by Delaware State catches Williams for a big loss. That's Kamari Jackson, the linebacker, who came in. Are they going to call intentional grounding?
Got to be. I didn't see anybody in the vicinity when he let that ball go. It wasn't setting up a screen or anything. So they're discussing it right now, but they did drop that flag kind of late.
It could. It looks like it's going to be. As he got hit, he threw the ball down on the ground. Nobody around. Yep. That's what it was. Ball will be down at the spot of the foul. That puts it at the Howard 43-yard line. They have to get to the Delaware State 36 for a 1st down. Quick, do the math, Mike. 2nd down and 21.
I'll take it.
I know you were counting on your fingers there, and I jumped in too quick for you to pick it up. Williams fakes the handoff, rolls right side, looks downfield, throws. It will be incomplete. Broken up nicely. Good defensive play for Delaware State. Good tight coverage on that play. And that looked like Jawan Granger on the coverage who broke that up.
It started 21 at the
Bison on 3rd down and 21. They'll split 3 receivers wide on the left side, 1 on the right side, a back in the backfield. The Hornets have 4 men up on the line of scrimmage to rush. Pressure coming, they'll flush him out. He'll have to run with it, and he'll go out of bounds. Penalty marker in the backfield as well. This one could come back, and it'll be 3rd down again with the the defense pushing, or the penalties pushing Howard back even further. That's been their problem now, as that's how they ended the first half, with penalties. It took them from a 1st and goal at the 1 out to around the 30-yard line. Face mask on Howard is the call here. And they'll march it back even further from the 43-yard line. Let's see where they're going to take it back to. There's 5. There's 10. There's 15. Back to the Howard 28-yard line. And they still have to get to the Hornets 36. So they had 21 to go. Now it's 36 yards to go, if I counted that right. Third and 36 for the Bison. We have 2:43 left in the third quarter. And this game is still within reach of either of these two teams. We're still at 3-2. Hornets got the 2 on Howard's first possession, a safety. Howard kicked a field goal in the second quarter. Williams passing complete, and big hit. As it got into the hands of Malik Hyatt, he got leveled. I was surprised he held on to that ball, Mike.
Yeah, he showed you that he's, a quality player. He expects to be hit when he catches the ball, and then he held on to it because he was hit. He took a big hit on that play by Kamari Jackson.
The linebacker doing what linebackers are supposed to do, trying to separate the receiver from the ball. It's 4th down from the Bison 36-yard line. They will punt into the wind to Delaware State. Some pressure there, and that wind is really playing with punts. That one held up and finally will go dead at the Delaware State 35-yard line. And the Hornets now will try to get something going offensively. It has been a frustrating day for that offensive unit. Good news, Lozano, who was helped off the field earlier, is working out along the sideline. He's doing some sprints and some sideways movements to see if he can get himself back into the game. They need that linebacker.
Yeah, he's one of those impact players, so they always want to have him on the field. But more importantly, they also want to make sure that they have him for the remainder of this season and the season that's going to take place in the fall. So they got to be very careful about analyzing his injuries.
That's the risk that you run here with this spring season on 1st down. Lewis fakes the pass, goes downfield, complete! Stretching out and making the catch. It's Wade Inge, the running back. And he gets across midfield to the Howard 48-yard line. Great catch by Inge. He had to stretch it out and pull that one in.
Unofficially, that has to be the longest pass completion for Delaware State University.
I'm not going to dispute you. I think you're right. 17-yard gain on the play. Now Lewis looks to the sideline again. Hands off. Inge ahead for a couple of yards up to the 46-yard line. 2nd down and 8.
2nd down for Delaware State.
Inge will stay in the backfield for Delaware State. You see on the sideline, Tyleek Bethea signaling plays in, taking over the role that Jared Lewis was fulfilling earlier. Now Lewis takes the snap, has some time, pulls it down, runs with the football, pushes through at the 40-yard line, and he may have the 1st down. Depends on where they mark his forward progress, where he landed. And it's going to be a Hornet 1st down at the Howard 38-yard line.
Check that. I got to see where he's going to spot that.
Now they put it at the 39. Check it. 3rd down and a half yard to go. Maybe the length of a football. This might be a good one to go play action on.
Yeah, and Del State might want to look at this as a 2-down situation to pick up a yard.
They're going to run with it. They'll give it to Inge. Now fake the handoff to Inge. Lewis takes it around the right side. Lewis down to the 30-yard line, pushed out of bounds there, and he has the 1st down. Got me. I thought he handed off to Inge, and he kept it, went around the right side. And the third quarter comes to an end on that play. We'll go to the final 15 minutes here at Delaware State University with Howard leading The Hornets 3-2. You're watching the MEAC Digital Network on ESPN3. Putting to you in HBCU, we're HSRN.
Wade ends on the carry. Second down for Delaware State.
Again, Del State really has to focus that offense inside the tackles. Howard has a pretty good pursuit defense, so Del State's not going to be able to outflank them with their speed. They got to outmuscle them inside the tackles.
Looking at Alexander Lozano on the sideline. The handoff for Delaware State to Mehdi. He is met in the backfield. That defensive unit broke down the blocking and a loss of 4 on the play. Inge tried to cut back and slipped down as players are having trouble on that damp turf today.
Again, we're going to the flanks, and we're losing yards. Delaware State University has to really focus on trying to control that run game inside the tackles. Force Howard to change its defensive approach. Right now, they're comfortable with the way they're situated against Del State.
And going into the wind in this fourth quarter. Third down, 14. Pressure coming. Lewis and penalty markers go down, so we're going to have what I believe will be an offensive foul, and getting up limping on that play, James King, the offensive right tackle. And King tried to get back to the line of scrimmage, and he just went down on the turf too. So the Hornets with another injury here. This will be the second on an offensive starter. They lost Tyleek Bethea in the second quarter. And in the third quarter here, Alex Lozano, the linebacker, inside linebacker, he went out with an injury to the leg. And now that tackle for Delaware State, right tackle James King, the senior, has an injured leg as well. So while the trainers are out attending to him,
treat others nicely.
We feel like they're part of our family.
No.
All right, you can open your eyes.
A trophy big enough to match your generosity.
It's third and 19.
So, you know, obviously Delaware State University's got to really focus on basically just picking up a first down, and you got 2 plays to make that happen.
it's going to be a man or Lena going in at right tackle, the freshman from Fort Washington, Pennsylvania. Lewis on the keeper, straight ahead, hit at the 30-yard line, breaks that tackle, gets up to the 27-yard line of Howard. It's going to be fourth down and about 8 yards to go for the Hornets. And the offensive unit stays out there. They don't want to try the field goal into this wind and not enough distance to punt. So it's 4th and 7 at the Bison 27-yard line. Lewis looks to the sideline. Calls the audible at the line of scrimmage. Now, works for the snap, and hold on, we have whistles. And the Hornets called a timeout. With 5 seconds left on the play clock, the Hornets called timeout. 12:49 left in the game. But apparently the Hornets just didn't like what they were thinking they wanted to run as a play when they looked at that defense and didn't have time to check it off again. King is 6'4", 260 pounds. Big freshman.
Yeah, they're going to build on that frame too. That's a lean 260, so they're going to try to add about 25 pounds of muscle to that gentleman so that when he leaves this university, he doesn't resemble how he looked when he first started. They're going to build on him.
Played for Upper Dublin High School up in the Fort Washington area.
Not to be confused with Lower Dublin.
No. Or just plain old Dublin.
Plain old Dublin, right.
4th and 7. See what the Hornets can do here. Can they pick up this important first down here in the fourth quarter? Down by a point. Lewis takes the snap, drops back, throws, wings it downfield. He's trying to get it to Bizette Woodley, and good coverage down there on Woodley. The defender just hung up Woodley. He couldn't get past Carson Hinton, the defensive back, to get to the ball. That was just good coverage by Hinton.
They went for the home run. I thought they were going to maybe try to, just pick up the first down, but, again, searching for their identity on offense. The defense, Gary, has played extremely well. Obviously, the score reflects that. The defensive line, I think, has done an exceptional job of dominating in the trenches. Where the team struggles right now, obviously, is on the offensive side of things.
Hornets have been helped tremendously by Howard's propensity for penalties. But this time, they'll throw on first down, trying to get it out to Antoine Murray. He's covered out there. And Murray comes up pushing. He didn't like the coverage. Incomplete pass. It was broken up. Who was on that coverage? Was that
Charles Peeler?
Charles Peeler. We're going to learn that long hair down the back that obscures his number. That's going to identify him.
Yes.
Hornets almost jumped offside. Long snap count. Some motion there on second down. The quarterback having to get rid of that one. He had a Hornet coming up the gut at him.
Quinton Williams' pass is incomplete.
And it's incomplete.
Third down.
Defense putting pressure on here. Try to get the ball back to the offense. Plenty of time left in the game. 12:33 remaining as the incomplete pass stopped the clock there.
It's 3rd and 10.
Quinton Williams has taken enough hits today that, he doesn't really, I think, want to take any more pounding. So he's just going to get rid of the ball.
Well, he got called for grounding once when he held it too long. There, the screen pass complete to Murray. And Murray's bounced around by a couple of tacklers, gets up to the 31-yard. It's a 4-yard gain, 4th and 6. And Howard will have to send in their punter, Isaiah Moore. He's had a lot of opportunities to kick today now. He'll be kicking with the wind. So Charles Peeler is going to have to go back maybe a few more yards than he's standing right now. He's standing at the 31-yard line. But if Moore gets into this one, it's going to drive Peeler back. And he just about missed it. Rolled it along the ground. Hornets will pick it up their own 48-yard line and take it up to the Howard 40-yard line. That was one of the blockers up there. It was picked up by Dion Harry, a defensive lineman. Was that? Or who was that?
That was Muembe who picked up the ball and ran. And Trey Gross was responsible for putting the pressure on the punter.
Yeah.
Had him kick that squibbler on the ground.
Gross came in, and just as the kick was going off, passed the punter, and that distracted him enough that he just about missed the ball when he kicked it. So the Hornets will have it when we return. You're watching the MEAC Digital Network on ESPN3. Putting the U in HBCU, we are HSRN.
With your extra toy bun, the adults are getting meaty.
The Big Hardy, part of the buy one, get one for just $1 deal. Feed your happy.
It's 1st and 10 at the Bison 41.
The Hornets seeing if they can do something offensively here. Get some points on the board in this 3-2 game. Lewis throwing. His receiver not ready for it. Turned around and the ball was short. Wade Inge, the intended receiver. And that was Lewis having to get rid of it early. Inge was looking for it further downfield.
Yeah, like a wheel pattern. He just kind of he's going to release out of the backfield and work upfield. But, that's just the lack of chemistry. Those two players don't play together enough for Inge to know when the quarterback is in trouble and to spin that head around.
They really haven't played together at all. Lewis didn't play at quarterback last year, and Inge played about half the season before he got injured and went out for the rest of the year. They'll give it to Inge. He breaks it out past the right tackle. Breaks the tackle at the line of scrimmage and gets a first down for Delaware State down around the 27-yard line of Howard.
Giving you an example of why they have him listed as a starting running back. Just an explosive run by him, showing that balance and that his elusiveness on that run.
His best run today. And we've got the Delaware State trainer crossing the field. And
It's
is that
Inge.
Wade Inge?
Yes, it is.
Wade Inge standing on the far sideline, injured on the play. And I kept looking for a player down when I saw the Hornet trainer running out there. Now Inge is hustling, trotting back to the Delaware State sideline, so it wasn't anything very serious. May have had a friend over there. He just wanted to have a quick conversation.
Right.
Doubtful, but it's possible.
Nothing as far as hamstrings are concerned, it looks, so hopefully he'll be back in.
They'll take a look at him. And the Hornets dumping off a pass to Bazette Woodley, his first catch of the season.
Lewis pass is complete to
And
number 88.
he goes out of bounds.
Woodley. Second down for Delaware State.
See where they mark the line of scrimmage, the 17-yard line of Howard.
They're going to say he picked up the first down on that
He
one.
did, yeah.
Yeah, you just want to get him the ball in space, Gary. You see what he can do if you just get him the ball in a very short pass.
Woodley showed us in 2019 that he has a great ability to catch a ball, very athletic, and good hands. First down. Lewis pulls it down. He'll run left side, cut it back up into the outside the tackle, and gets to the 9-yard line.
Loses
Second
his
down,
helmet.
about 2 to go. Oh, he lost his helmet. That means he has to come out for a play.
Second down for Delaware State.
They could use a timeout. And I think that's what they're going to opt to do because they don't want to go to the third-string quarterback here. So the Hornets will use that timeout as Lewis's helmet came off. And under the rules, that means you either have to come off for a play or the team can keep you in the game by using a timeout. They'll use the timeout with 10 and a half minutes left in action here.
Faster than a gig. Ask how you can get a free upgrade to gig speed, now 20% faster. Switch today.
It's 2nd and 2 at the Bison 9.
Now, on 2nd down and 2, Lewis takes the snap from the gun, hands it off to Thomas Bertrand Hooden. He is hit in the backfield, but I'll tell you what, he put his head down and pushed his way forward and still gained a yard. Or did he? Not back to the 12-yard, lost yardage. Lost about 3.
Delaware State University needs to recognize that right now, even with the wind in their face, they're still actually in a pretty good field goal position. So they want to make sure that they don't turn the ball over or do something to take themselves out.
Lewis will keep it, take it back into the middle. He's inside the 5 down to the 2-yard line. Jared Lewis makes it 1st and goal for the Hornets. So now, Mike Walker, you don't have to use that one game of eligibility that you have left.
I checked. It's only
30 years ago.
It's only 2 quarters.
2 quarters? Well, we're in the 4th quarter. You're good.
I'm good. He's good.
And touchdown, Hornets. Jared Lewis taking it in from the 2-yard line, and the Hornets offense finally breaks through. Nine minutes and 38 seconds left to go, and Jared Lewis puts the Hornets back in front. 2-yard touchdown run. That was the best drive we've seen today for Delaware State.
Listen, it wasn't pretty. It wasn't a well-orchestrated drive. It was just old-fashioned football. Just move it, move the chains, pick up as many yards as you can, and get yourself deep into the red zone. That's what they did.
Now, delay of game will be called on Delaware State. They set up, they wanted to go for 2 there, but it looks like it'll be a delay of game. But That's not real obvious at this point. I mean, if that was the call. Oh, a warning to the Howard sideline. That's why the flag was thrown. So that doesn't assess any yardage or anything. It's just don't do it again. Now Lewis will go under center on the 2-point try. Drops back to throw. Looks. End zone. Complete. 2-point conversion is good for Delaware State to Miles Beverly.
2-point conversion. 2 points is good.
Just a good job by Lewis off the play action to Chris Ike holding the defense, checking for the run, and he hits his receiver on the backside of the end zone crossing. Delaware State, just like that, flips the score. And Chris.
Now it's a football score.
Sure.
It's 10-3. Delaware State in front. 7-play drive for Delaware State, covered 41 yards and took 2 minutes and 7 seconds.
It's going to be a huge, huge possession for the defense right now.
Yeah. They can get the ball back to the offense. And we have 9:38 left to go. And for just the second time today, Jake Bradell comes into the game for the Hornets to kick off. He had the opening kickoff of the season. And now here with 9:38 to play in the fourth quarter, he gets into action again. Waiting all day to do this. Low kickoff, hits, rolls, and will go out of bounds at about the 13-yard line. That is illegal procedure as the flag flies. Mark it at the 12-yard line. Now, Howard actually could say kick it again after an assessment of yardage against the kicking team, but usually what they'll do is say, no, we'll take it at the 35, and that's what they're going to do.
It's a smart choice.
Yeah, because if you tell them to kick it again and you don't get out to the 35 on the return, you've made a big mistake.
Yeah, and you don't want to run the risk of there being some type of a fumble or a turnover.
Right.
Of course, that's what happens a lot on special teams.
So here's where the Hornets defense will be tested. 1st and 10 Bison at their own 35-yard line as we come down into the last portion of the fourth quarter. The handoff on 1st down to Crute. Crute takes it around the left corner. He gets battered as he gets around there. But he picked up some pretty good yardage out to the 41-yard line. That's a gain of 6, maybe 7. No, they'll put it down at the 41. 2nd down and 4, and Crute will go to the sideline. He got belted.
Yeah, Colleen Williams did a good job of coming up out of that strong safety position and just laying the wood on him.
If we had a crowd here today, you would have heard the collective woo on the hit. They'll stay with the running game, and they'll take it forward. They're going to be about 2 yards short on the carry by Jarrett Hunter. Put the ball at the 41-yard line. It's 3rd down and a yard to go for the Bison.
2 down territory for Howard. Got the wind to their back, and they got options right here. They got a quarterback who's a little bit mobile. He can run pass option or just hand off for the short yardage.
Hornets put 5 men up on the line of scrimmage on defense. Now they'll move with one of the backs. They'll fake the handoff. Pass batted up in the air. It goes incomplete.
Quentin Williams' pass is incomplete.
And the Hornets with a good defensive play there as Williams let it go. It got batted up in the air by one of those linemen who was rushing.
Ronald Holmes, that outside linebacker, doing a good job, Gary, of freezing and elevating. They teach you when you see the quarterback getting ready to throw that ball, if you can't make the tackle, you got to get up in the air. He did a great job.
Bison going to go for it on 4th and a yard here. Hornets again, 4 men up on the line of scrimmage this time. They'll give it, and they'll get the 1st down on the carry to Hunter as he'll get up to the 47, 48-yard line. They just opened up a little bit of a hole in the middle there, and running back did what running backs are supposed to do, hit the hole. get the yardage. 1st and 10 from the 48. Ian Walker checks out now for Delaware State. Check that Abdus Salam checking out and Kamari Jackson coming back into the game. 1st and 10 Bison. Williams wants to throw, going downfield, incomplete. A little bit of contact, but nothing of substance. Matthew McDonald, the intended receiver, and it was well over his head. He was never going to get to that ball.
And that's probably the reason why they didn't call anything on that play, because there was a lot of contact by Peeler on that play. And again, you got to be careful. It's a judgment call.
Yeah.
Pass interference is basically in the eye of the beholder, and that's the person who's beholding the flag.
He'd be holding the yellow thing there, right? 7:42, still on the clock. 2nd down and 10. The handoff goes to Hunter. Hunter breaking a tackle at the line of scrimmage, getting across midfield to the Hornets' 49-yard line. Pickup of 3. It's 3rd and 7.
Romel Harris Freeman on the tackle. 3rd down.
It's funny, we said earlier that there were people who were standing along the fence along Route 13 to watch the game because no fans are allowed in. The number of people out there has actually increased as the game has gone along. 3rd down and 7 from the gun. Williams drops back. Pressure coming. Pulls it down. Runs with the football. Turns it upfield. Slides. He has the 1st down. Ooh, maybe not. He might have slid just a half a yard too soon. They're going to mark it at the 48-yard line. He had to get 43-yard line. He had to get to the 42. It's 4th and 1. He miscalculated his slide. He had room. He could have gone another couple of yards, but he figured, I've got the 1st down, I'm going to go down.
It's a judgment call. When you see those defenders coming at you, you know, you'll start your slide prematurely from time to time.
Might have been sliding right past the line of scrimmage. He kept it that time. Was hit. He fumbled. Did the Hornets get it before the ball went out of bounds? Knocked the ball loose. Williams really feeling that one. Now the question is, the Hornets dove on the ball. It's Hornets ball at the 37-yard line. They recovered the fumble.
That's a huge play. Huge play by Delaware State University.
First turnover of the game. And unfortunately, I was screened a bit from it by the players on the sideline. I didn't see who made the recovery. And I think it might have been Kevin DeShields. But the Hornets had the ball at their 37-yard line with 6:23 left on the clock. And a chance to eat up some of this time, maybe put some more points on the board. 4th quarter has been the best quarter for them so far. Lewis is going to keep it. He'll run to the right side and get across the 40, out close, just past the 42-yard line. Jared Lewis on a 5-yard gain.
2nd down for Delaware State.
Very comfortable running the ball. You know, he has that athletic ability. It's not one of these guys who, when he runs the ball, he looks like a quarterback running the ball. No, he looks like a wide receiver or a running back running the ball. So he's exactly who you want in the game at this moment right now, just to help move that ball down the field.
2nd and 5 from the shotgun. Lewis fakes the handoff, keeps it, driving forward to the 45-yard line, and well, just short of the 45. Call it the 44. It's going to be 3rd down and 3 for Delaware State. Now, earlier I said I thought it was Kevin DeShields, and I'll tell you why. He came off on the sideline celebrating more than any other Hornet defensive player. He actually went to his knees and kissed the turf. If he didn't recover the fumble, it's just a great celebration.
Yeah, he's a great teammate. He really appreciates when you make a big play.
That's right. 3rd down and 3. Lewis from the shotgun calls the snap count. He'll keep it. It looked like a busted play there, and he'll be taken down for a loss to the 42-yard line, and the Hornets will be with 4th down and 5. It looks like they may have to kick this one away.
Yeah, they're going to have to rely on that defense. And, I'm a little disappointed because I thought they would have been a little bit more aggressive on offense, put that pedal to the metal attitude.
Just under 5 minutes left to play here, 4:57 and a timeout. A reminder coming up on HSRN at 5 o'clock this afternoon, women's basketball game. The Hornets women at home here against the Howard Bison women. And I guess a female bison is still a bison.
Voice remote to launch a new first-of-its-kind channel featuring the best in black entertainment only on Xfinity.
Jose Romo Martinez will punt for Delaware State.
Jose Romo Martinez got into this one pretty well. And it will hit and take a Hornet bounce and be down at the 18-yard line. That's the best punt into the wind we've seen.
And he creates a whole lot of distance between the line of scrimmage and the end zone for Howard. So they're going to have to come up with a whole lot of plays to move this ball down the field in a relatively short period of time.
4:46 left to go, 82 yards against the defense that's been pretty much up to the task today. It's a 10-3 game. Delaware State scoring with 9:38 left in the game. A Jared Lewis 2-yard touchdown, and then they made the 2-point conversion. Up until then, we had a 3-2 baseball score. Now we have a football score, 10-3. Quentin Williams takes the snap, rolls left side, looking, wants to throw, has to pull it down. Hit in the backfield, flips the ball out of bounds. And that might not have been a good idea.
They're talking about that's another intentional grounding.
That could be intentional grounding too, yeah. The officials immediately got together to make the decision on that.
There it is. There's laundry on the field.
Yep, they get him for it again. That'll move the ball back even further because they lost the down, so it becomes second down. They'll mark the line of scrimmage. Let's see where they put it down. It's hard to see because of all the other lines from soccer and lacrosse, but it looks like the 7-yard line. They have to get out to the 28, so it's second down and 21. And those big three guys up on that defensive line look like they're seeing raw meat in the backfield there. Williams throwing into the middle, incomplete. He was looking for his tight end Malik Hyatt, and he had to rush that one a bit and couldn't put it on the mark, just too far in front of Hyatt, cutting across the middle.
Ramel Harris-Freeman on the coverage. He did a good job of kind of draping that receiver so that even if he did catch the ball, he's going to instantly be tackled.
It'll be third down and 21 for the Bison. As Williams takes the snap, steps back right to the end zone line, throwing deep downfield, and it's going to be incomplete, way ahead of the receiver, Antoine Murray, and good coverage back there by Rommel Harris-Freeman. Fourth down, Bison will have to punt. Good things out of this Hornet defense here this afternoon.
Definitely kept the team in the game, Gary. Didn't give up the big play, played well as a unit. I liked all their movement towards the ball when it was a run. They did a great job of putting pressure or keeping pressure on the quarterback all day. It's just a good defensive effort today.
Now the punter standing in his end zone, Isaiah Moore. Last time he was in his end zone, it was a bad snap. Hornets got 2 points out of it. He got this one away. Charles Peeler takes it at the 44-yard line, returns it a couple of yards, and is hit at about the 40-41-yard line. That's as far as he'll go. Peeler has been an adventure on punt returns today, sometimes fielding punts when you would least expect it.
But he's fielded them all cleanly, hasn't bobbled anything. So, again, his confidence is growing, and he's becoming a good performer at that position. He's executing well.
Hornets will have it 1st and 10 at the Bison 41-yard line. 4 minutes, 15 seconds, still on the clock. An opportunity for the Hornets to extend this lead. Jared Lewis took a little bit of time getting set in the game when he had to come in with Bethea's injury, but he has done well now here in this fourth quarter. Thomas Bertrand Hooten on the carry just crashes through the middle like you want that big power back to do, and gets 3.
Yeah, he's got to just get the offensive line to lower their shoulders and just drive forward. Right now, that offensive line, they're not really functioning very well as a unit. I see good individual plays, but I don't see them collectively dominating the line of scrimmage.
Lewis goes into the shotgun again. He's worked mostly from the gun. Play clock down to 6 seconds. The handoff, Hooten, they try to sweep left side. He just pushed the tackler out of his way and turned it upfield and picked up positive yardage up to around the 33-yard line of Howard.
Good run. Way to
34, I'm sorry, and it's 3rd down and 3.
He finished that run off very strong, as you indicated. Good stiff arm to extend the play, and then just lowers his shoulder and sends the defensive player going backwards. So, again, strong run and a good 3rd and short situation for Del State.
See what they're able to do here. Can they pick up this 3rd down? It'll go a long way to finishing off this game. They keep it. Lewis driving ahead, and he is going to be short of the 1st down. This could be 4-down territory for Delaware State, though, as they'll have it at the Howard 34-yard line. You can't kick a field goal from here into this wind, and it's too short a distance to punt. Howard will call the timeout here. Thomas Bertrand Hooten coming into this game. We were looking for good things from him. He led the team in rushing in 2019 with 500 yards on 113 carries, averaged 4.5 yards per carry on that season. Today, he has 9 carries, 27 net yards, averaging 3 yards per carry. But they've been yards they needed at the right time.
You know, we met him late in the last season that he played because he didn't get much playing action at the beginning of the season. They had a whole different rotation of running backs in. Then they finally gave him a shot to run. And if I'm not mistaken, he had 2 back-to-back 100-yard rushing games. 3.
Actually.
Yeah.
And that's the first time a Hornet had done that since 2006. Emmanuel Mark had done that. They're going to punt the ball. They're going to pooch it and aim for the sideline. It'll go out of bounds. Looks like just inside the 20-yard line. Hornets coaches standing there trying to help the officials. They didn't listen. They marked it a little further upfield around the 22-yard line. So, you know, that's not a bad punt. You didn't have a whole lot of space to put it in. Could be that he was looking for a little more distance out of it. Into this wind, it hung up a bit. Now Howard will try with 2:37 left, and they have to go 88 yards. No, they don't. They have to go 78 yards. Math challenge, never have been. Williams throws into the middle complete. Gets it to Jarrett Hunter, breaks a couple of tackles, and takes it out across the 30-yard line to the 33-yard line. First down for the Bison. That's a big play to start off. Got about 11 yards on the play. Quentin Williams from the gun. Takes the snap, looks, throws, right side, picked off, and it's going to go to the end zone all the way for Esaias Guthrie. Touchdown, Hornets. He read the quarterback's eyes. The intended receiver was Matthew McDonald, and Guthrie stepped in front, timed it perfectly, and he had a pick six.
Pick six for number 6, and talk about timing on a play. That literally puts the nail in the coffin of Howard and probably gives Delaware State University its first victory of the season and a much-needed victory for the Delaware State University Hornets.
And we have a dead ball penalty here. Guthrie going to get called for unsportsmanlike conduct while he was on the field celebrating, took his helmet off, Got to be smarter than that.
Technically, he was actually outside of the field of play, but I guess they're like, hey, if you do anything that we can keep our eye on and watch you doing, we're going to hit you for it. So they got him.
This score is not going to indicate this game.
Right.
You know, when we came into the fourth quarter and it was 3-2, and it was that way until 9:38 of the fourth quarter. Now the Hornets, with the defensive touchdown, put up another point, and it is 17-3. We'll try to find out how long that interception return was, but it's the first one by the defense this year. 2:06 left in this game. Let's grab this quick timeout. You're watching the MEAC Digital Network on ESPN. HSRN.
That interception drop earlier. That was him.
You could see. He played that quarterback size and cut in front.
First State. Justin Oli Bryce on the kickoff return.
Back to action here. The Hornets have kicked off here in the fourth quarter. We are down to 1:59 left to play. Howard with the ball at their own 42-yard line after the Justin Olibryce return of about 12 yards. One of those low kicks he had to pull off the ground. Now Williams throwing again. This one is complete. Gets it out to Matthew McDonald, who was the intended receiver on that interception. They get it to the Hornets' 47-yard line. First down from there for Howard. Back to the line of scrimmage quickly. Some confusion there with players as to where they should be right now. Deshaun Simon looked like he wanted to go to the sideline. They kept telling him to go back in. Now Williams gets away from the rush. Throws downfield, complete. And it's going to be a Bison touchdown. All alone, Jared Hunter in the middle of the field broke loose from the defenders and scored the touchdown. And this one is not over. How big now is that interception for Delaware State?
I mean, it goes without saying how huge it was. It kind of changed the momentum of the game. It really put it in Delaware State's hand. But again, Howard didn't get the memo that they're supposed to lay down and just accept the loss. So they came back out with some fire, and they're going to push this thing to the very last second.
They're going to kick for the extra point here. Faraji Woodson in to kick out of the hold of Chance Hollingsworth. This kick is good.
The extra point is good.
And so that makes it 17-10. But now that's 7 points that the Hornets got off the interception. The difference in the game, huh?
Now they got to figure out what they're going to do, Gary. They got the wind to their back, so theoretically they could maybe kick this ball deep, pin Del State down on its own side of the field, get a 3-and-out with maybe a couple seconds left, and get an opportunity to try to make something happen as far as points are concerned. Or they can just go for the onside kick and essentially roll the dice, because if Del State does recover that onside kick, the game would essentially be over.
Right. The onside kick is such a low percentage play, but you almost have to play it. We are down to 1:28. Delaware State, of course, will take their time between every play. to try to use up as much clock as possible. Looks like the Hornets are sending out more than blockers, like a hands team. They got guys out there that are used to handling the football.
Yeah,
they're expecting the onside kick.
Yeah, they're crowding the line of scrimmage too. And like I said, if they can recover this kick, with Howard with one timeout left, pretty much the game would be over.
And the kicker, Woodson, kind of giving it away on how he's placing the ball on the tee. Now the Hornets call a timeout. They want to make sure that everybody's on the same page here with this onside kick attempt. But Woodson didn't set the ball up to kick it deep. He set it down kind of laying on the tee. And he kind of gave away almost where he wanted to kick it to. As he was putting it on the tee, he was looking at a certain spot of the Delaware State first line up there. Almost as if he wanted to take it to his right side, the left side of the Hornets line.
Well, Del State has its big guns out there, like you indicated earlier. They're all wide receivers and running backs, guys who are capable of handling these onside kick cleanly. So they got their best weapons out there. They just got to execute at this point.
Woodson, kind of obvious where he's going to go to that right side of Howard. And they might have gotten the ball, and they did. They were quickly down there. I don't know how they got that quick down there that quickly without being offside. But the Hornets just kind of stood and watched the ball come to them, and Howard rushed down there. The Hornets did not go after the ball. They waited for it to come to them, and Howard ran in there and got a hold of it.
But I don't think it went 10 yards, Gary. Right now, the way they're...
Well, it looked like they covered it. Okay, Howard can't have the ball. It was touched before. You're right, Mike. Matthew McDonald got down there too early, touched the ball before it went 10 yards. And so it'll be Delaware State ball at the Howard 44-yard line. And they got a break out of that. Howard does not like the call. Had to go 10 yards before the kicking team could touch it if the receiving team hadn't touched it before that. And they said Matthew McDonald touched the ball before it went 10 yards. So they put it at the Bison 44-yard line with 1:26 left to play. And the Hornets go into the victory formation here as Jared Lewis takes the first snap and kneels down. Howard had one timeout left, and they're going to use it. So, looks like this one will go into the win column for the Hornets here on this 5-game season, anticipated 5-game season. The Hornets will next go to South Carolina State in 2 weeks, and we apologize, but for logistical reasons, we're not able to bring you that game from South Carolina. We will still be in Norfolk at the MEAC tournament. Hopefully, the Hornet women will be involved in activity late in that week. But then, the Hornets will, their next game, a month from today, March 27th, the third game on the schedule, will be at Howard. We'll be there. That's a 1 o'clock game. Then they'll come home April 3rd against South Carolina State. That's a 6 o'clock game. They're going to play that under the lights. And the following Saturday, 6 o'clock at home against the University of Delaware. And we will definitely be here for that one. Lewis took the snap and the kneel down. It's third down now. And the clock running down to a minute left. Now, will there be enough time left that Howard will get the ball for a play? I think maybe they mistimed that kneel down on the first down, and Howard had the timeout left. Down to 36 seconds. No, it'll be close. They took it down to 1 second on the game clock, the play clock. And now we are down to within 23 seconds, and yep, they got the timing right on it. The celebration begins players
The,
mingling and
the hugs and the high fives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good game. You wondered what was going to happen here. Maybe very unusual when you come into the fourth quarter of a game and it is 3-2. And what is going on? But the Hornets will come away with the big win here today, exactly what they needed to start this 5-game season.
And more importantly, Gary, just to get the program headed in the right direction. Me and you have seen countless games where Delaware State University has been in similar situations and came up short. Today, they actually gave out the loss. They put Howard in a situation where Howard couldn't recover from all the mistakes that it made, and Delaware State's going to get a much-needed victory in this home opener.
First opening win for Coach Rod Milstead in his 3rd season with Delaware State.
And he'll take it. You know, it's not pretty. It's not how he drew it up on the chalkboard. But at the end of the day, his team has more points than the opponent does. So, and the way football works in most sports, that's a victory.
That is a win.
And he will take it.
And such an unusual game coming into the fourth quarter with a 3-2 score. The Hornets scored first. Just 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes into the game when Howard went back to punt from their own end zone. And the ball went past the kicker, a bad snap to the kicker, and all he could do was turn around and kick it out of the back of the end zone. That was a safety, and the Hornets held on to a 2-0 lead until 7:02 left in the second quarter. Howard kicked a 38-yard field goal. It became a 3-2 game all the way to the 9:38 mark of the fourth quarter when Jared Lewis had a 2-yard touchdown plunge. And then a 2-yard conversion on a pass to Miles Beverly made it 10-3. Esaias Guthrie on a 41-yard interception return made it 17-3. And then late, 1:28 left, Quentin Williams to Matthew McDonald, 47-yard touchdown that made it 17-10. Thank goodness for that Guthrie interception.
Yeah, that was a huge play, Gary. Like I said, it pretty much sealed the deal in that game. Had Howard kind of maybe march down the field and, you know, they were putting together drives. They were successful offensively. You know, we might have a different ending for today's game. But, again, I think Delaware State University, in what's not the most – and maybe not the most attractive victory, they showed me they're becoming a team because teams win ugly games. This is an ugly game, and Delaware State University found a way to win it.
And the fortunate thing is when they put it in the standings, there's no place for them to mark P or U, pretty or ugly. It's just a W, and that's what you want out of every game that you play, is to achieve that W and get the big win. For the defense, only one miscue, and that was that touchdown pass, that 47-yard touchdown, letting Matthew McDonald get open in the middle by himself, all alone out there, and nobody covering him. And it turned into that 7 points.
We saw that in the first half where he did it the first time, and the quarterback, Williams, just overthrew him because he was wide open behind the linebackers, and the D-backs had vacated. They revisited that same play late in the fourth quarter, and it paid dividends for them, but it's just not enough. Again, Delaware State University showed me what they lacked, and teams win ugly football games, and they found a way with big plays to win that game.
Give a lot of credit to Jared Lewis coming in the second quarter, trying to get himself established in that game after the injury to Tyleek Bethea. We hope he'll be back in 2 weeks, but Lewis had a pretty good game once he got things going. He did a lot with his feet as opposed to what he was able to do with his arm.
Run first, run second, pass third. That was the formula for today, and that's all he needed. We just needed him to manage the game, not to make any mistakes. And he didn't. Not only did he not make any mistakes, guy, he made a couple of huge plays, a couple of timely plays that kept drives going and essentially allowed Delaware State University to get deep in the red zone and him to punch it in.
For Howard, part of the big problem, penalties.
You know, penalties, and like all these teams, Gary, it's a very unusual season. You know, the timing is off. You got guys, in some cases, who have never played before together. on both sides of the field, Del State and Howard. And I think Delaware State University had just a little bit more chemistry, continuity. That was the difference in today's game.
All right, the official sponsors of HSRN are American Spirit Federal Credit Union, Symphony Potato Chips, Fred Drake Automotive, B2, L29 Premium Alkaline Water, and America's Mortgage Coach, John Millett. This is a copyrighted broadcast of HSRN and is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast of the accounts of this game without the express written consent of HSRN, Delaware State University, and its affiliates is strictly prohibited. The announcers for the game have been selected by HSRN, but the opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect those of the network. Thanks, as always, to Del State Sports Information Director Dennis Jones and his staff here. Our producer back at the studio is Omar Bashir. Thanks, O. Once again, the final score, Delaware State 17, Howard 10. Our next Hornets broadcast will be at 5 o'clock this afternoon when the women take on Howard University in basketball. Then at 8 o'clock, it's the Del State men against Coppin State. Stay with us. I'm Gary Lang. For Mike Walker, thanks for being with us. See you at 5. Good evening, everybody. Putting the U in HBCU, this is HSRN.